We are back with Aviary Attorney. We are in for the trial for Cocorico's life, and Piero the parrot is about to depart, but it looks like he's going to be called to the stand. Not so fast, Piero. You witnessed the crime firsthand, did you not? I did, ma'am. Then you can be our first witness. Go stand in the center. Okie dokie. Do I need to say an oath or something? That won't be necessary. We trust you. Just tell us what you saw last night, Piero. Okie dokie. I saw it as plain as day. The croque monsieur was just minding his own business on Rue des Marmosettes, when all of a sudden this here brute of a rooster appeared with his gun in hand. Bam! The rooster fired. The croque slumped to the floor. Using the last of his strength, the croque monsieur drew his own gun. Bam! The croque fired back. So to clarify, Cocorico shot first? Yes, ma'am. No question there. What happened next? Well, I knew you guys, Fontaine, Remus, and you, ma'am, were only a stone's throw away at the cathedral, so I ran to get your help. We all arrived back on the scene maybe a minute after I had left it. And there I saw the dead croque monsieur and the murderous Severin Cocorico with my own eyes. Thank you for your report, Piero. It's nothing, ma'am. You see, Falcon, Piero is not the sharpest knife in the kitchen. True that. But he is honest to a fault. I would trust his word with my own life. I don't doubt the man's honesty, madame. Nonetheless, I would like to cross-examine the witness. Cross-examine? What does that mean? I don't claim to be an expert of the law. That was always my brother's role in the family. But I think a cross-examination means that Falcon would like to waste our time by asking pointless questions. Actually, it means that I would like to make sure that Piero's story holds up under scrutiny. Yes, I will be asking questions, but only questions that directly relate to the case at hand. Clearly a pointless stalling tactic, madame. Shall we put an end to the trial? No. We will let the bird have his little cross-examination. But I'm warning you, Falcon, don't mess with me. Don't mess with you? If I get the slightest inkling that you are rambling to stall for time, I will end this trial on the spot. Do I make myself clear? Start questioning Cocorico's shoe size or the color of the croque monsieur's underwear, and I'll lose my patience. Yeah, I get it. Cross-examination. Here we go. Amazing. Selected. Oh, okay, press A to get through this. I saw it as plain as day. It was on Rue des Marmosettes. Rooster fired. Bam. Just question the bam. I am going to question that he saw it plain as day. You claim that you saw the incident as plain as day. Yep, plain as day. The crime occurred at night. Piero, I would like to remind you that this crime occurred around midnight. In February, on an overcast, moonless night in an unlit alley. What's your point? No point. It would have been too dark to see. It would have been dark, so dark that you could not possibly have correctly identified the people involved. Hey, I swear I saw what I saw. Hold on, Falcon. You slipped up. You say that the alley was unlit, but I distinctly recall there being lanterns over Rue des Marmosettes. Oh, that's right. We live in La Ville Lumière. There's a gas lamp on every street. You're right, Madame Beaumont. There are street lanterns over Rue des Marmosettes, but they wouldn't have been any good. See, this is why you need the evidence, because if you start sputtering, this trial ends and she shoots Cocorico dead. That's why I didn't even try to speak up that last time. Glass shards. The street lamps over Rue des Marmosettes were broken. They are completely non-functional. As proof, I present the glass shards that line the alleyway. These shards originate from the panes of the broken lamps. And I've still got the holes in the... oh yeah, in the sole of my shoe. Double proof. Those glass shards could have come from anywhere. You could send one of your underlings to see the broken lamps for themselves if you want. And waste more time? I think not. This sounds like a stalling tactic. Excuse me, Madame Beaumont. I don't remember whether the street lamps were or were not broken, but I do remember that we had to use a torch to light up the scene. Hey, whose side are you on? I'm just saying, Falcon might be right. It was particularly dark, so it's possible that there weren't any lit street lamps. Are you saying I'm a liar? I thought we were buddies. Stop quibbling, both of you. Maybe the lamps were broken, maybe they weren't. It doesn't matter. I know that Pierrot's testimony is accurate because I, personally, saw the rooster at the crime scene 1 minute after Pierrot did. 1 minute! That's plenty of time for the real murderer to escape and for a passerby to stumble upon the scene, is it not? You must acknowledge that it is a possibility. I acknowledge nothing. There is an inkling of doubt. You know that there is the slight notion that Pierrot may be misremembering what he saw. Don't badger the prosecution, Monsieur Falcon. Save that for the badgers. I wasn't badgering. On to the next witness. Madame Beaumont, do you have anyone in mind? I do. There is someone among us who is something of a gun connoisseur, a man who knows everything there is to know about the craft of weaponry. Oh, that's me again. Shut up, Pierrot. Get off the stand. Yes, ma'am. I call Fontaine forward. Very well. Now, Fontaine, is it true that you are a gun specialist? Well, I hate to brag, but yes, I know about guns, their mechanics, their beauty. Have you heard about the revolver mechanisms America is developing? Wonderful stuff. Fontaine, let's stick to the guns that were found at the crime scene. Tell us about those. Oh, right. Very well. This is the gun found on Severin Cocorico's person at the time of arrest. It is a standard-issue percussion-lock Châtellerault Gendarmerie pistol, 24cm length, 15mm caliber. Lots of police and soldiers carry these dull things. It's a gun that says, I am a reliable man of the law. That sounds like our Cocorico. Does it? Cocorico's always told me that the riding crop was his self-defense weapon of choice. It's strange that he had a gun in the first place. So that particular pistol has been added to my evidence folder. He was carrying a standard police pistol when he was captured. Okay. Gendarmerie. Should I know what that word means? Like the gentry, is it? I don't know. And this is the gun found on the croque-monsieur's corpse, clutched tightly in his hands. It is a turnover pistol, double-barreled, ivory-handled, 20cm length, 13mm caliber. This is an exquisite and highly customized gun. It's one of a kind. Whoever used this weapon knew their stuff. The croque-monsieur was a legendary arms dealer. It's no surprise that his personal weapon would be something so flamboyant. What was it he said? That's more for, like, a museum than for in actual combat. What was, I forgot what it was. Like Venom Snake said something, or not Venom Snake, Naked Snake said something to Ocelot about that. He's like, oh yeah, super fancy. Why are you wielding it in actual combat? Turnover pistol has been added to my evidence folder. Yeah, the word for police officer, I guess that does make sense, Ledger. The croque-monsieur carried an ornate, double-barreled turnover pistol. But what's really fascinating about the croque-monsieur's gun is the ammunition. See, the bore of the pistol has been fitted with a set of grooves. Please stop, Fontaine. I didn't call you up to hear you show off your gun knowledge. Tell us what you uncovered when you examined the croque-monsieur's bullet wound. Ah, right. Well, a lead bullet was embedded in the middle of the croque-monsieur's sternum and appeared to have a straight angle of entry. Now, did you notice that? He said a lead bullet, and they emphasized that it's a double-barreled gun, so either it was half-loaded or something's up. And, Winterburn, the term gendarme, English, is derived from the medieval French expression, gens d'armes, so men at arms. Ah, that's great. Thank you. So in other words, the croque-monsieur was facing his killer when he was shot. That's right. The other interesting point was that the croque-monsieur's outer clothes were singed. This typically only occurs if a person is close enough to a gunshot to be directly burned by the gun's muzzle flash. And how close does a person have to be burned by a muzzle flash? Less than 3 meters, I would say. 5 at the very most. then there is no chance that there was a rogue sniper on the rooftops. The Croque-Monsieur's killer was standing in Rue des Marmosettes themselves. As is plainly evident, only one person was found in Rue des Marmosettes at the time of the incident. Prosecutor Cocorico! Well said, madame. I think you just unequivocally proved this bird's guilt. Not so fast. I would like to cross-examine the witness. I don't think so. You're overstepping your bounds, bird. Let the lawyer try, Remus. When he fails, there will be absolutely no doubt to anyone in the room that Cocorico is nothing but a bloodthirsty murderer. The pressure is on. This is wild. Select to save the question. So we have the standard pistol, the Crocs pistol, shot in the chest, singed. I'm going to go for the Crocs pistol for the reason I established earlier. Fontaine, about the Croque-Monsieur's turnover pistol. Is it valuable? Tell us about the ammunition. He was going to get there. You were about to say something about the gun's ammunition before Madame Beaumont cut you off. Could you give us the details? Oh, great. Now he'll never stop talking. I'm glad you asked, Falcon. See, as you probably know, most bullets are just small round lead balls, right? But that's not the case here. This particular weapon uses an advanced iron-tipped, magnetic, I dare say, aerodynamic, carefully grooved... Actually, it would be quicker if I just show you. Take a good look. This is an iron-tipped Minié ball. It is very rare, top-of-the-line technology. Before last night, I had never even seen one of these in person before. Like I said before, the Croque-Monsieur was a legendary arms dealer. It only makes sense that he would have access to the latest I think it's misspelled. Weaponry? Weaponry. Where did you find this bullet, Fontaine? In the turnover pistol's chamber. Okay, the ball's been added. A high-tech iron-tipped bullet is found in the Croque-Monsieur's gun. Okay, fair enough. Hold on. I'm confused. I thought the Croque-Monsieur fired his gun. So how is it possible that his gun was still loaded with the bullet? A turnover pistol is double-barreled. This means that it can hold 2 bullets at once, ready to be fired in quick succession. Ah, I see. The Croque-Monsieur fired 1 bullet, but died before he could fire the second. I trust that you have no more questions about this matter, Falcon. We've wasted enough time already. Where's the other bullet, though? Because I think I might have it. Not yet. Where's the other bullet? What other bullet? The fired Minié ball. There were 2 shots that night, remember? One from the assailant and one from the crocodile. I scoured the scene for a couple minutes, but I couldn't find it. It's a pity. It would have been great to have 2 of these magnificent bullets. Madame Beaumont, did anyone find the fired Minié ball in Cocorico's body? In his body? You're asking if Cocorico was wounded by the bullet? No, that much is plain to see. So again, I must ask, where is the fired Minié ball? Well, I don't have any clue. What are you trying to get at, Falcon? Isn't it obvious that the bullet wasn't embedded in the alleyway wall and it wasn't embedded in Cocorico? Then that means... it hit the murderer. The bullet hit the murderer, the real murderer. It must still be embedded in whoever attacked the Croque-Monsieur. A ludicrous notion. It makes perfect sense, the double-barreled turnover gun, the missing bullet. Fine. I'll humor you. Let's say that a bullet did, indeed, hit the real perpetrator. What of it? Well, it's only been a few hours since the shooting. Presumably the person will still have the bullet lodged in them. Find the person with the unique iron Minié ball embedded in them, and you find the real murderer. That's reasonable, but we don't have time nor resources to search every citizen of Paris to uncover an injured gunman. You don't have to search everyone in Paris. I believe the murderer to be someone in this very room. Oh, you think we have a traitor in our ranks? I do. This was obviously a planned attack. Someone invited Cocorico and the Croque-Monsieur to the same place at the same time in order to create a setup. Only someone with the rebels' connections can engineer such an event. This is ridiculous. Are you really saying that someone in this room was shot last night? That's clearly untrue. A bullet wound can be concealed. Perhaps if you all were to take off your shirts? No, I'm not having everyone in this room stripped down to their knickers just to cater to your outrageous theory. If you can't think of a more reasonable way to prove your stray bullet theory, then we end this damned trial here and now. More reasonable way? I have a more reasonable way. What are you thinking, Falcon? Isn't it obvious? We have the perfect way to uncover whether someone has been shot. It's a genius solution that, again, would have ended this trial early if I had not acquired it. Explorer Extractor. Are you serious, Falcon? You're relying on the invention of a lunatic? I've never been more serious. Madame Beaumont, Frere Remus, and members of the court, this device is called an Explorer Extractor. It's the latest medical technology. It looks like a children's toy. I assure you this is no toy. It was designed to find and extract metal embedded in bodies. A battlefield bullet finder and remover, if you will. I'm intrigued. So you're saying that you just swing that device around and it finds a bullet in a person? Yes, sort of. Let me just say, when we use this, the results are going to be violent. I don't know, we haven't had a chance to practice with it, really. Madame, those birds are playing you for a fool. There is no way that such a device exists. We have seen this device work with our own eyes. Sparrowson shall demonstrate. Me? Although he will need something to demonstrate it on. Well, I just so happen to have a nice iron bullet. Here we have an iron-tipped mini ball as presented by Fontaine moments ago. Observe. I placed the bullet in my closed fist. It now represents the fired bullet that is currently embedded in the murderer's body. Allegedly. Now, Sparrowson will demonstrate what happens when my hand is scanned with the Explorer Extractor device. So I just do this, and there's humming and buzzing. Is it really detecting that bullet? Absolutely. What an intriguing device. Hey, what would happen if I were to hit extract right now? You take off my damn finger, dude. Don't do it. Please don't. You remember what happened to that steak, right? My, what is this feeling? It feels like power. I knew it. Don't let it get to your head. Okay, I'm convinced. Falcon, Sparrowson, you may perform a cursory scan of each of us with that device of yours. You must stop humoring these morons, madame. What good is this doing us? Remus, they may be morons, but this test will grant us certainty of the rooster's fate. I can afford that time. Hey, Falcon, what will happen if the murderer is someone not present in this room? It most likely isn't. What? I'm stalling. Falcon? Get a move on, you two. I really must express my displeasure that you are going along with this farce, Madame Beaumont. Let us end this trial right here and now. You can get the justice you so crave. Don't worry, Remus. My patience for this bird brain is wearing thin, too. When this asinine scheme of his fails, he will face the consequences. Lackey Bird, scan the rooster first. He is the prime suspect, after all. Okay. I'm not getting any reaction. That means there's probably no bullet lodged in Cocorico. So he's innocent for sure. No. All it means is that this bird was not shot by the hypothetical bullet. Don't forget, this is all speculation on Falcon's part. Madame, I must insist that you end this. It is a fool's errand. We have other matters we must attend to. Remus, you let me worry about our time management. Pierrot, you go next. All right, get it over with. No reaction. That means that Pierrot wasn't shot either. No surprises there, right, guys? Let's see. Next we shall test... Madame, I implore you. You're being awfully lippy, Remus. Why don't you go next? Me? That is really not necessary, madame. I don't want to participate in this ridiculous child's game. This is no game, and I'm issuing you an order to cooperate. I refuse. Piero, please restrain Remus. With pleasure, ma'am. Damn. Oh, he just got over there. What are you doing? Keep your filthy talons off me. I will not be manhandled by... Jesus. Ow! Stop that! You're making a mistake. Madame, think a little harder. I have an alibi. I was with you the whole evening. Sparrowson, do the test. And hello there, Dragon Ace. Good evening and welcome to the stream. Boy, do you have some good timing. Falcon? I'm not getting any reaction. That can't be right. Do it again. There's nothing. Frere Remus has not been shot as far as this device can tell. The utter nerve to manhandle a man of the cloth like that. As I said on the floor, madame, I was with you and Fontaine for the entire evening. I cannot possibly be in two places at once. It's true. You were sitting in my line of sight exactly when the murder was supposed to have taken place. As was I. Right, Fontaine was sitting with us too, so that rules him out. And I know that I didn't perform the murder, obviously. Which means that every suspect has been accounted for. Go sit down, lackey. Your job is done. Technically, we didn't test Fontaine. You realize what this means, don't you, Falcon? Your little test failed. Your hypothetical bullet theory turned out to be unsubstantiated speculation, pure guesswork. Shall we end the trial, madame? Wait! There must be someone we're not accounting for. I just know it. There is someone else who could have been the shooter. Oh, boy. I mean, really, who do you think it's going to be? Especially with that hot fuzz thing. Oh, I can't be in two places at once. But what if you can? Judge Romulus. Frere Remus, how is your brother? The man named Romulus? My brother? He was forced to flee the country by our oppressive government. You and I know that that isn't true. Your brother is still in France. In fact, I think he's lurking in these very catacombs right now. An absurd notion. Your theories are getting more and more outlandish, Falcon. Where is your evidence? Oh, I know. I can answer this one. I found this in the catacomb tunnel. An introductory guide to the cult of reason? Thank you, Sparrowson. Now, Frere Remus, does this pamphlet look familiar to you? No, I've never seen it before in my life. Are you sure? Are you sure it doesn't belong to your brother, Romulus? No, there are many cultists in Paris. Maybe it belongs to one of them. Falcon, I'll take your word that your lackey found this pamphlet in the catacombs, but Remus is right. You have no evidence that the man known as Romulus is the one who dropped it. This pamphlet could have been dropped by anyone. It could have even been dragged in on the sole of Pierrot's shoe for all I know. Wouldn't be the first time. Actually, madame, I know for a fact that that pamphlet belonged to Romulus, and I can prove it. I just so happen to have a signed Coke guide with green ink by, well, Silvius, but, A little while ago, while visiting the Louvre, I saw a man who looked very much like Romulus handing out pamphlets. As you can see, the pamphlet from the Louvre is identical to the pamphlet from the catacombs, except for one important detail. Romulus signed the Louvre pamphlet himself! No way! My brother wouldn't do something so foolish! Do you see? Right here on the cover page. That is Romulus's signature. I admire your tenacity, Falcon, but something is blatantly wrong with your evidence. We know that the brother of Frere Remus is named Romulus, but this Louvre pamphlet of yours is signed Silvius. Clearly an alias. Romulus is on the run from the police, so he must have changed his identity. That's a plausible theory, but it's unsubstantiated. How do we know that this pamphlet was signed by Remus's brother? Well, I got his pen from Frere Remus's robes. This fountain pen... Hey! Where did you get that? Is it my brother's or mine? Wow, Remus. Your mouth is almost as big as Romulus's. Anyway, I believe it's yours. Sparrowson happened to find this pen in your robes just a few days ago. You mean he stole it? Let's not argue over semantics. What's important, and what you just admitted, is that you and your brother both owned pens just like this one. See, these pens are unique in that they contain green ink, a very unusual choice of ink color. A very evil choice, too. Well, yes, but more importantly, it's the same ink that was used on this signed pamphlet. Since there are only two pens, there are only two possibilities. Either Frere Remus has been signing off on atheist cultist propaganda. I would never do such a thing. Or his brother has been using his identical pen to sign cultist propaganda, the same type that was found in these catacombs. Impossible! My clumsy oaf of a brother lost his pen a week ago. Oh? So then the only explanation is that you lent him your own. No! You see, it doesn't matter how you cut it, Friar. One way or another, you and your brother are tied to the cultist pamphlet. Admit it. Confess. Falcon? Enough. You've made your point. You are asserting that the friar's pen ties him to the cultist pamphlet. I get it. This is all tenuous, wouldn't you say, madame? No question. Falcon has suggested a theory that hinges upon a theory that hinges upon yet another theory. It's not hard proof by any measure. He may very well be wrong, but at least he's logical. His theory is self-consistent. What are you saying, madame? Falcon, where did you say you found this leaflet? The unsigned one, that is? Oh, down the catacombs tunnel, through the fork on the left-hand side. Fontaine, Pierrot, go see if you could find anyone dawdling where they shouldn't be. Yes, madame. Yes, ma'am. In a moment, one of two things will happen. Either Pierrot and Fontaine will return empty-handed, in which case I'll have no choice but to execute Cocorico. And then I would have to execute you, Falcon, and you, Sparrowson. Us? Not because of what you've seen tonight, although that's admittedly a problem, but because your lies would be treasonous to our new republic. I didn't sign up for this. Or Pierrot and Fontaine will return with the prisoner in tow, in which case we would be free to cut Cocorico down and skedaddle? Surely not, madame. You're not going to let these three just walk free after everything that's happened here. Remember what this rooster did to your father. Hold your tongue, Friar, if it turns out you've been deceiving me all this time. Ma'am Bomar, look who we found. Ow, ow! Stop shoving me. I can walk myself. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Well, we really do have a ghost in the catacombs. Introduce yourself, Wolf. Very well, mademoiselle. My name? Madame. Right, madame, whatever. My name is Silvius. Don't you mean Romulus? That alias isn't fooling anyone, Your Honor. All right, I am Romulus. Twin brother of Remus and loyal servant to the rebel cause. That's the whole truth. He's telling the truth, madame. Long live the Second Republic? Right, guys? Hey? Huh? Anybody? Hey? I have a lot of questions. Both for you, Romulus, and for you, Remus. I don't appreciate being lied to. It seems that you have your hands full, so we will just be taking our leave. Not so fast, Falcon. Your theory is still unproven. If it turns out that Romulus has no bullet in him, then you would have no evidence that implicates him of the Croque-Monsieur's murder. Oh god, but if we do have evidence of him, we're gonna blow out his gut. Like, that's gonna be horrible. Well, I suppose we don't have to extract it. We could detect it. Cocorico would still be the prime suspect. Bullet in me? Ha! What are you guys on about? Spare me. Fontaine, hold him down. Hold me down? Ow! 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 Sparrowson, do your test. I'm on it. It's buzzing. It's really buzzing around his shoulder. I see blood. There's definitely a bullet wound there. That's an old bullet. An old war wound. I got it fighting in Algeria in 36. Yeah, well, an old war wound, meaning an old bullet, would have meant lead, which means it would not have set off this detector. Well, maybe it would set off the detector, but it wouldn't be magnetic. The extractor wouldn't work at the very least. Obviously a desperate lie. My brother is being completely honest, madame. He's a veteran. He was shot in battle. You know, I could just extract the bullet right here and now. That would remove all doubt. That would be violent. Do it. Extract that sucker, Sparrowson. Ooh. Yeah. Ah! Wow. Sucked it out like a pith from a grapefruit. Oh, hey, look at that. If I'm not mistaken, this is one of them newfangled bullets. Right, Fontaine? There is no mistake. This is an iron-tipped minier ball, just like the one in the Croque-Monsieur's gun. Do you realize what this means, madame? It clearly demonstrates that Romulus confronted the Croque-Monsieur before Cocorico arrived. This is undeniable evidence that Cocorico had nothing to do with the crocodile's death. You're right. I made a mistake. I haven't forgotten what the rooster did to my father, but this bird clearly had no part in the killing of the Croque-Monsieur. Therefore, I cannot honestly call him an enemy of the Second Republic. Your friend is free to go. Fontaine, cut the rooster down. Right away, madame. Thank you, madame. For what? For giving us an opportunity to show you what justice looks like. Before, you asked what the difference is between revenge and justice, and I replied, fairness. Well, I don't know if this trial was perfectly balanced, but you let us present our side of the argument uninterrupted. It was fair. Pierrot and Fontaine will help carry your friend to the tunnel entrance. We're on it, madame. Will you be okay by yourself with the two wolves? These toothless old dogs? I think I'll manage. Careful. Careful. Remus is a legit threat. I don't think Romulus is doing jack shit for weeks. Of course. Romulus is like missing a shoulder now. Come on, brother, to your feet. So, cultists. Cultist is such a strong word. Listen, mademoiselle. Don't mademoiselle me. I shall be asking the questions here. Tell me, friar, are you a cultist too? Madame, I am just a humble servant of God. Ugh. I never realized how poisonous your words are. You've been spewing lies since the very start, haven't you? Madame, at least tell me why you two killed the Croque-Monsieur. Because... Allow me, brother. You want to know the truth? We want exactly the same thing as you. We want a world without class, a world without false rulers and gods, a world where only the reason of man reigns. A world of true equality and fairness. That is what you strive for, no? But you cannot achieve such a goal without violence. Your methods are too passive, too naive. So we set up a situation where you would be forced into action. Make the government look like murderers to the rebels, and make the rebels look like murderers to the government. Then you would be forced to take up arms. Another lie. But that was the truth. You claimed that you want equality, but you just want a world where you stand above everyone else. A world where carnivores reign. You're a rabid animal at heart. You got me. But can you honestly say that you never wanted power for yourself? You're a carnivore too, don't deny it. No, I've never wanted power. All I've ever wanted was a world where no child has to grow up without a father. Did you know that the Croque-Monsieur was something of a family man? He once confided in me that he had 5 children and a late wife. I had no idea. Tell me, Romulus, do you have children? Me? No. Mademoiselle, Damn. Brother? As for you, Friar, get out of here. You aren't going to kill me? I ought to. You are the worst kind of person. A man who'll cling to any ideology to claw his way higher. But I know that you weren't the one to pull the trigger on the croc, monsieur. Oh. It's just a hyphen. You weren't one to pull the trigger on the croc, monsieur. Maybe there's a slither of goodness left in you. She said slither, but I think she meant sliver. Go. Is this what justice looks like? It's so uncaring. Damn, that's good stuff. I did say continue. Let me check something real quick, just to show you. I'll try loading a previous day. Yeah, there are 3 different versions of Act 4. You don't even try to have a trial, which is what I did. You try and fail to have a trial, which is what I never even went for. Or you succeed. But look at that. Liberty, equality, fraternity. I think if I'd gone the dark side, you know, Falcon said that the Viridian Killer's back, I think, like, he gets put on trial after a point, but I don't know the circumstances. Oh man, oh man. You kicked so much derriere at that impromptu trial yesterday? Those rebels were all like, we're executing this punk, mob justice, rah rah rah. But you were all like, this isn't how we do things in France, chicken pluckers. And then they were all like, Sparrowson, let's get serious for a moment. Serious? You just pulled off the craziest lawyering move in the history of French law. We should be celebrating. Yeah, we got a literal lynch mob to agree and to change their mind completely. That's insane. We don't have time to pull out the champagne. Didn't you see the anger in the rebels' eyes? Didn't you feel the tension in the air? And yeah, Winterburn, exactly. Liberty, equality, fraternity is the national motto of France. It's great. We're just days away from violence breaking out onto the streets. Oh, yeah. I guess another revolution might be around the corner. But what exactly can we do? We already told the police everything we know. Unless you're not thinking of arming yourself to the teeth and fighting the rebel forces yourself, are you? What? No. You watch far too many action operas. I was thinking of preparing a legal case. A case? For whom? At their core, all historical revolutions center on trials. A nation's rulers are tried and held accountable for their crimes. But you saw the horrendous trial that took place last night. Nobody cares about due process when emotions are running high. Yet to be fair, we really had to push for that. Regardless of the outcome of the revolution, we need to make sure that everybody has an equal opportunity for justice. That makes sense. So, what's the plan? We head to Quinnell's tavern and hand out some business cards? Think bigger. Who will the rebels target? The king? Exactly. To the Palais Royal! Oh, no, okay, I guess this was the good path then. And fraternity was the try and fail path, maybe. Okay, this is the equality path. Sorry. Falcon and Sparrowson rushed to the Palais Royal to arrange a private audience with the king. After filling in a pile of forms, the two are led to a waiting area. Beck. Huh. You knew? Oh, that's my wallet. Oh yeah, Leone Beaumont, the young trigger-happy leader of the uprising? No kidding. Officer Beck, a royal guard. I'm not saying he's quackers, but he fits the bill. Wow. Move over, chat. The game beat you to your own game. Are you here to see the king? That's right. Okay. Take a number or wait to be called. Take a number? Yep. Just wait your turn. Wow. Guizzo? More fools who have come to see the king. Let me guess. Lawyers. He's the last one. The current... Oh, Francois Guizot. The current Prime Minister of France. Guizot is both respected and reviled for his conservative attitude. Interesting. Yeah, LP, I didn't know you wrote for the game. Oof. That's right. How did you... Hey, I know you. You're the Prime Minister, Monsieur Guizot. Oh, wow. You're right, Sparrowson. It's an honor to meet you, Prime Minister. Spare the formalities. You two are here to offer the king legal aid, aren't you? Yep. We're going to offer him assistance for the upcoming rebellion. Let me give you a word of advice. Don't bother. Excuse me? The king doesn't take kindly to any form of criticism. He buries his head so far in the sand that one could swear he is an ostrich. One would think that 7 assassination attempts would be enough for a man to learn that he is detested. With all due respect, Prime Minister, I think the King of France is mature enough to not let his ego get in the way of senses. So one would think. 24? That's us. It was a pleasure meeting you, monsieur. Good luck. You'll need it. 24? Calling number 24? Good day, your majesty. Good day, messieurs. Can I help you with something? Oh, I probably should have prepared a speech beforehand. That would have been smart, huh? He just called a king mature. Yeah, right. Just wing it. Right. Let's see how to start. Oh, wow. Alright, chat, help me out. Oh, great and pious ruler. Your Majesty. Listen up. What is that, that Blue Abadi Abadai song? Yo, listen up! I am saying listen up. That seems like an obvious decision, right? I don't know how well it's gonna go, but you know what? You've convinced me. Listen up, Your Majesty. We've got important matters to discuss, and we don't have time for any back talk. Woof. Whew. Chat, you're gonna pay for this. How rude! Is that any way to speak to your king? A great evil has besieged your kingdom. There's a storm on the horizon. Meryl's about to go down. Amazing. Alright, chat, help me out. What am I doing? Fancy? Maybe a little sort of fancy, not really. Shit's about to go down. Chat, you're digging me deeper. Across the whole city, everyone of every class is getting angry. Meryl is about to go down, yo. Such vile language! We humbly offer our aid. You need our help. I'm telling you right now, chat, I'm not doing option 3. We can help for a price. I just refuse. So options 1 or 2, please. We humbly offer our aid, or you need our help. He's wobbling like a drinky bird. That is adorable. You need our help. Yeah, everyone's saying too. Of course they are. As lawyers, we believe that we can help guide the flow of conflict. If you accept our help, we can assure that this whole event will blow over with minimum casualties. No public executions, no fire and explosions. A revolution without revolution. The music stopped. I think I understand. You do? I understand that you are a pair of con artists attempting to screw a self-made bourgeois out of his hard-earned cash. You have some nerve to even imply that my people hate me. I am the citizen king. I am beloved by all. Beloved kings tend to experience fewer assassination attempts. Oof. He's out of line, but he's right. Beck! Have these two crooks thrown in jail. Maybe that will teach them a thing or two about respect. Right away, Your Majesty. You can't be serious. That's that hard cut. Oh, he was serious. This is something that you could only do in a medium like this. Like, don't you think he would say that as he's getting carried to jail, but just hard cut to in the cell? Oh, he was serious. I love it. Well, this is another fine mess you've gotten me into. There's no need for the attitude, Sparrowson. We won't be in here for long. Once we receive a court hearing, the judges will no doubt dismiss our charges instantly. And how long will it take for us to get a court hearing? Tell me that, Monsieur Smarty Pants? A week or so, I'm guessing? I can see why that might be a problem. The revolution could be in full swing by then. What to do? We could try escaping. Don't be ridiculous. Nobody has ever escaped from the conciergerie before. Ah, but nobody has ever locked the genius Sparrowson and his witty lackey Falcon into the same jail cell before. It's an absurd suggestion. Got any better ideas? Okay, let's break out of prison. Fantastic. Wow. Okay. There's a bit of scrap metal in this hole. I think it broke off an iron shackle. We could dig through the stone walls with this, see? It's all scratchy. That may actually work, if we had a decade or two. So that's a maybe on the stone digging scheme. Well, I'll keep it in mind in case the king decides to go all Count of Monte Cristo on us. What? I'm not sure he's using that reference correctly. The Count of Monte Cristo was the one who broke out of jail and exacted revenge on everybody. A fireplace. It's been bricked up, so escaping up the chimney isn't an option. A ledge! Give me a leg up and I can grab on and shimmy my way over somewhere. Let's be honest, Sparrowson, neither of us have the physical prowess to shimmy anywhere. There's a little dent here. One of us could hide. Hide? What would that accomplish? Well, a guard would eventually come in and be like, "Where's the other prisoner?" And then we use the momentary confusion to push him over and escape. Do you really think an experienced guard would be confused by a prisoner hiding in a little hole in the wall? We could do better. I mean, it worked for Goldfinger, and it was way stupider in Goldfinger. Way stupider. That's one of my favorite Bond movies, but that was dumb. Look, Falcon, a loose brick. We can wait for a guard to transfer us to some place, sneak up behind him, and then we get a death sentence for murder. I think not. Let's search a little harder. Yeah, good point, Ledger. Edmund also escaped by disguising himself as a corpse and was thrown into the sea. He did not dig his way out. That's a good point. Alright, well, this was a miserable failure. Bye. I give up. So soon? Yes. Trying to escape from a notoriously inescapable prison wasn't the smartest plan we've ever devised. Well. That voice. That condescending tone. Just what are you two bird brains doing? Severin, are you alright? Yes, I'm fine. The injuries I sustained were mostly superficial. The doctor advised me not to do anything strenuous anytime soon, but he gave the all-clear for me returning to my job. So, tell me, why did I get a memo informing me that J.J., Falcon, and Sparrowson are being held in the conciergerie for treason? It's all Falcon's fault. Naturally. I figured that if a revolution is inevitable, then we should do our best to ensure that the uprising proceeds in an organized manner. The less bloodshed, the better. Okay, so what did you do? We offered the king our assistance. We said that we would defend him in court if and when such a need arises. Well, we didn't quite use those words. This isn't the first time the king has had someone in prison for something so pointless. What a pig-headed fool. Consider your charges dropped. All right, let's get out of here. Hold on, you've caught my interest with this idea of yours, a bloodless revolution. You are absolutely right in that, if the king is captured, the citizens will devolve into an unruly mob of animals. We should prepare for a formal trial. No, we should preempt it. We? You're going to help us? Of course. This isn't a task that can be handled by 2 birds alone. This calls for 3 birds! What do you mean by preempt, Severin? We go on the offensive. We charge the king with crimes against the French people before the rebels can even act. We can do that? We could certainly try. I'll start building a case against the king. My argument will be focused on the king's gluttonous and irreverent fiscal policies, his lack of commitment to his socio-political promises, his overall ineptitude and irresponsibility, and all facets of his duties as a monarchical ruler. Jeez. Tell us how you really feel. And obviously his denial of universal suffrage. Alright. Obviously. How am I supposed to defend the king from all that? You can't. If you try to argue with logic and facts, this hypothetical trial will inevitably result in a landslide guilty verdict. So I suggest that you take a different approach. Appeal to the king's character. Try to win people's hearts with tales of the beloved Citizen King. He hasn't been called the Citizen King for, 10 years. It was just a suggestion. But consider this, you don't need to win the case. You just need to make a strong enough argument that the trial is fair. All that remains is ensuring that the king can be peacefully brought to the courthouse when the protests start to turn violent. That's a job for the police and royal guard. I'll inform Inspector Valerti of our plans so that he can prepare accordingly. At least, I would if I could find him. Inspector Valerti is missing? Apparently, he's taken an informal leave of absence since Wednesday. Hold on, Falcon, one thing eludes me. As you probably figured, Inspector Valerti had me perform an investigation into your past. He thought you were the Viridian killer, crazy as it sounds. And, well, I'm sorry for doing that. It was quite invasive of me. But I can't help but wonder, why did you change your name around 1830? Because I was ashamed, I suppose. I had a family name to live up to. My grandfather was something of a successful lawyer. So when I turned up to my classes at law school, people would gawp at me. They would say, wow, you have big shoes to fill, and your grandfather would be proud. But I was a terrible law student, mediocre at best. I knew that deep down I would never be half the man my grandfather was. Fascinating. I had no idea. Who was your grandfather, if you don't mind me asking, Falcon? It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, he was just another overly opinionated rebel who died in the old revolution. Oh, do you think, then, that Falcon might not be the Viridian killer, but somehow his grandfather was, and he's just taking up the mantle? I see. Well, let's not dilly-dally any longer. We have duties to carry out. Right, we're going to find anecdotes, and we're going to defend the king, whether he likes it or not. Interesting. All right. It's evidence-gathering time. I don't have as many places to choose from, but we got stuff to do. So, R&M. Visitors, Monsieur Velps, visitors. Ah, but isn't Monsieur Falcon and Monsieur Sparrowson? How may I help you two today? We're doing very well, Monsieur, but we don't have much time, so let me cut to the chase. We're collecting positive anecdotes about the king. Would you happen to have any? Positive anecdotes, How curious. As it happens, I have met the king twice. Once, as you know, I was in my Juan Querido persona. Oh, right, of course. I don't think that story will be of any use to us. What was the other incident? I can tell you, but there's a price. Are you serious? You're such a money grabber. A fox has to eat, monsieur. Fine, fine. How much do you want? 40 francs sound good? 10,000. It's a bit much. I don't have that kind of money, monsieur. Ah, no matter. I'm sure you'll think of some way of repaying the debt. Between that and my medical bills, we should be ready to afford basic things like food by the year 4000? Let's not worry about the debt for now, messieurs. Let me just tell you the story. It was several years ago, 1841, I believe. I was lingering around the Ile de la Cité. I was in the pursuit of an investigative lead, so I had adopted the persona and outfit of a sickly beggar. That's when I was approached by a kind-faced man. It was the king himself. He took a 20-franc coin out of his pocket. The king gave money to a sick beggar? Or at least someone who looked like a sick beggar? That's great, we can use that. I'm not done, monsieur. The king took the coin out and said, I know what it's like to be poor. When I was your age, I had only 1,000 of these to my name. Then he pocketed the coin and left. Whoa! Oh. I'll make a note. Gave financial advice to the poor and needy. Wow. Alright, well, we got the damn story. He claims the king has given financial advice. Technically not wrong. But that wasn't even advice. He's just like, I know what it was like to be poor. I hope that anecdote was of some use to you, monsieur. It might be, but I don't feel that we've got 10,000 francs worth of material. I see. No matter. Just keep me in mind if you ever see a potential client. We will. Have a pleasant day, monsieur. Wow, that was disappointing. That was disappointing. That was really disappointing. Oh, it just kicks it out, too. Palace of Justice. Excuse me, Judge Maxime. Oh, this guy. Oh, hello, Falcon. Nice work on that catacombs business. Word has really spread about your impromptu lawyering skills. Really? I'm getting a reputation. Hey, I helped too. Of course you did, Robinson? Sparrowson. Right, Sparrington. Judge Maxime, I don't suppose Monsieur Cocorico has filled you in on what we've been working on since then? No, he hasn't. How to put this? We're planning a trial of sorts. We intend on forming a case against, the king. Right, and, we want you to adjudicate. A trial against the king? Interesting. What are his exact charges? I'm not sure, to be perfectly honest. It seems more like Severin's territory. If you aren't even sure of that, then I don't think you're quite prepared for this trial. Maybe you should leave this to lawyers who have a little more experience. I see. Well, thank you anyway. Let's make a move, Sparrowson. What about our judge? It doesn't matter. Let's focus on building a solid defense case for the king, and we can wing it from there. Maybe we could even hold a trial without any judges at all. Just Cocorico, me, and the king in the middle. It's strange, Falcon. You're like your grandfather, and yet you're nothing like him. Wait, you knew my grandfather? Well, I wouldn't say knew. I was just a teenager when he was causing havoc in the courtrooms. But of course I am familiar with his work. Falcon, I find your career choice peculiar. Your grandfather worked so hard to prosecute King Louis XVI, and yet here you are, rigorously working to defend your own king. Just like him, you would make an excellent prosecutor. So why did you choose the rocky path of the private defender? I'll be honest, leave a shadow. To be honest, I'm not entirely sure. Maybe I just wanted to take myself out of my grandfather's shadow. I want to carve my own path as a lawyer. I don't want to be a poor imitation of an old hero. Quite understandable. Oh, just look at the time. I'm due back in the courtroom. But before I go, let me just say that I would be happy to adjudicate your trial, Falcon. Really? That's fantastic. Thank you, Your Honor. It's no trouble. Show me what the grandson of Maximilien Robespierre is capable of. That's like a legitimately important name, isn't it? Okay, so... Pont d'Art? Monsieur Kingsley, we need your help. Finally, it's about time someone around here appreciated my skills. Your fishing skills, right? The term is angling, wise guy. This has nothing to do with fishing. Let me cut the preamble. We are looking for people who have positive stories about the king. Would you happen to have any? Stories, huh? You came to the right guy. I have a whale of a story for you. So the other day, I was fishing, and I caught this monster of a catfish. It was 2 meters long, easily. Here we go. I caught a fish, and it was this big. Oh, sure, I drag a 90-kilogram falcon out the water, and everyone buys it. But I claim to catch one big fish, and suddenly everyone's a skeptic. Please continue your story, Monsieur Kingsley. Oh, right. So anyway, the king of all people happens to be walking by with his entourage, and they all clapped and cheered and came over to see the fish. And then the king says, I'm hungry. Let's cook this fellow up. And then he just walks off with my fish. Can you believe that? Yep. I can believe that. It seems like something a royal penguin would do. Did you at least get paid for your fish? Oh yes, one of the royal guards was nice enough to flip 1 franc my way. 1 franc! He may as well have just flipped the bird. No offense. Aha! So the king supports the local fishing industry. I'm writing this down. Ah, this trial is gonna be rough. Oh, okay, Robespierre was one of the leaders of the French Revolution. Things didn't end well for him. I have no idea if the story will be of any use to us, but we appreciate your time, monsieur. Good day to you. Bye, monsieur fisherman. Hey, don't call me a fisherman! Every time, a new day. The library. Okay, here we go. Nathan never lets us down lets us down for useful information. Okay. I'm sure he's got something interesting and pleasant to say about the king. Oh, it's you, messieurs. Perhaps you'll surprise me today and actually ask to take out a book. Nope, just the usual today. An endless stream of questions. You two need an encyclopedia. Well, go on then. Ask whatever drivel you want to ask. You ever met him? I have. As a matter of fact, he occasionally drops by this library to check out books. Unlike some people. What sort of books does he check out, monsieur? Thick books. I believe the last one he checked out was an expansive history of the Macedonian Empire. I had no idea that His Majesty was interested in academic history. I'll make a note. King Louis-Philippe is a well-read and intelligent man. It must be said that the books are usually returned with footprints on the covers. This leads me to believe that the king may just use them to stand on during speeches. Oh. We'll just leave that part out. Man, this sucks. Avid reader and lover of history. Was there anything else? Nah. That'll be all. Thank you for your time and patience, monsieur. I look forward to your next round of idiotic questions. I really do. Aw, it's got a heart of gold. That's great. That's a legit twist. The market. Time for some shopping, Falcon? Maybe later. For now, we need to find people who've spoken to the king. He's been known to pass through La Halle on occasion, so if we're lucky... Hey, messieurs, it's us, remember? We remember. Are you keeping well, madame? Absolutely, never been better. So what can I sell you today? Information. We're looking for positive stories about the king. I don't suppose that you have any? The king? No, I haven't got nothing to say about the king. The king's a smelly egg thief. Quiet, child. You know what they say about the king having spies everywhere. Spies? Calm down, Sparrowson. The rumors of the king having an elaborate spy network are patently untrue. Then how do you explain the shut-down banquets, huh? The government's clamping down on anyone who dissents, you know? Let's get this conversation back on track. Joey, can you tell us why the king's a smelly egg thief? Very on the nose for his name to be Joey. My name's not Joey. Oh, that's... yeah, Gamblade. It's nothing you need to concern yourselves with, messieurs. Please go on. Don't worry, we aren't spies. At least I don't think we are. I know, I trust you guys. See, a couple of years ago we were running a shop, an antiques and odds and ends shop. And we had an egg. It was this golden egg, super precious. We must have bought that thing for 200 francs, but it was easily worth 10 times that. We were pining on making a nice tidy sum from it. I see, an investment egg. So what happened? Well, one day we were visited by the king, no less, and old King Lou Phil shows an interest in our egg. So we were thinking this would be our chance to make bank, right? But then the geezer just goes and waddles off with it. Without paying you? Oh yeah, he paid us all right. What's this? It's British. The coin of one of the king's guards flipped our way. It isn't even French. I think this is British. One of those crazy imperial unit coins from a crazy imperial country. Oof. Sorry, chat. I have no idea what the British-French exchange rate is, but can we buy this off you, madame? Put your wallet away and keep it. It's worthless to me. Got it. A single British coin. Losing that egg bankrupted us. It put us out in the streets. But now we bounced back. Sautan and Gambade, better than ever. That's excellent to hear. Anyway, we must take our leave. You've been a huge help, madame. We're going to kick that king's butt and get your egg back. Hold on, we're supposed to be the defense. Amazing. Alright, we got the damn coin. This is it. I was waiting for a menu, but then I forgot. There is no menu. There's only one option. Le Canard Joyeux. Ah, just the dodo I wanted to see. Madame Cournel, quick question. Have you ever served the King of France? Good one, hon. That's hilarious. Heh, me, serving the king. Me! Would you like some wine, your majesty? Tee. I can't wait to serve the King of Denmark. I think that was a no. And I think you might be right. Drinking room. Oh no. Inspector Valerti. Hello, Inspector? Falcon! J. Falco! Yes? I think I made a mistake. I'll say. Do I see 2 empty bottles of Russian vodka? It's a mystery how you're still standing. No! Listen, this is important. Inspector, maybe we should have this conversation when you're a little more sober. No, Falcon. Listen. Falcon, I thought you were the Viridian Killer. The what? The Viridian Killer. The man who injured me in the Jew Revolution. You thought I was the Viridian Killer? How did you even come to that conclusion? I saw that you changed your name around 1830 and you made an assumption. Wait, is that why you gave Severin a tip-off? Were you trying to lure the animal out of me or something? I'm sorry, Falcon. It was a mistake. Do you forgive me? Yes. Yeah, sure. I forgive you for assuming that I'm a mass murderer and then for nearly killing me and Severin in order to prove it. Oh, thank you, Falcon. Now listen closely, Inspector. I have a favor to ask of you. A favor? For you, JJ. Anything. Maybe we should wait until the Inspector's a little more coherent? No! I want to help. I must pay my debt. Excellent. So, Severin and I are planning a case. A very big case against the King of France. We intend on trying him before the rebels can get their hands on him. When the rebellion starts, we'd like you to bring the king to the courthouse. Do you think you could do that? Inspector? Treason! You are sympathizers to the rebel cause! This isn't treason, Inspector. We're ensuring the safest outcome to an inevitable revolution. You are treason. You are treason. You are scum! Told you. Incoherent. Yeah, I guess you were right, Sparrowson. Well, Inspector, maybe you should contact us if you change your mind, and once you've sobered up. Well, damn it. Are we ready to hit the road? Yep. Let's make a move. Also, Daisy is pointing at that coin. Might be a halfpenny or a halfpenny. Freaking oof. Back to the offices. What's the plan for today? Hitting the Louvre? Checking out Les Halles, maybe? Actually, I was thinking. Severin, how rude. Don't they teach you to knock? No time for bickering, JJ. It's time. Time? For what? The trial, you dunce. Already? A large protest has started to form at the Place de la Concorde. No doubt it'll turn into an unruly mob before long. The spirit of revolution is in the air. We must act now. I'm going to start the necessary preparations at the courthouse, so I need you to get the king from the Palais Royal. You want me to drag the king to the courthouse? I'm not even sure that I could drag him from his chair. Use diplomacy, you dolt. I'm sure you'll think of something. Right. Come along, Sparrowson. We have a king to defend. Oh, boy. Well, Palais Royale. I am going to conclude the game today, I think. Falcon and Sparrowson rush across the city. Scores of angry eyes watch the pair's every movement. Cocorico was right. The spirit of revolution is in the air. Outside the Palais Royale, a crowd has started to form. The royal guards watch in nervous anticipation. 3,600... Save it. We're number 1. You again? Shouldn't you be in jail? There's no time for that nonsense. Your Majesty, we need you to come with us. Why? Trial you need to attend. There's a trial. Well, why didn't you say so? I love trials. Can confirm. He does. We've seen it. Ooh, am I needed to give a testimony? Please say it's so. As a matter of fact, Your Majesty, yes, I think you will need to give a testimony. Oh, goody, goody, goody. Well, what are we waiting for? Let's go. Amazing. Diplomacy, but I prefer risk. Nice. Okay, Palais de Justice. We're doing it. This is the end of the game. And like I said, if we'd gone down the dark path, I think Falcon would be the one on trial. This game has very different final chapter paths. Alright, settle down, everyone. Settle down. Oh, should I be standing here? Am I in the right place? Where you are is perfect, Your Majesty. Now, is everyone here? J.J. Falcon, present. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Severin Cocorico, present. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Oh, this'll be good. I wonder who's on trial. Are the jury all here? All present and accounted for, Your Honor. Everything seems to be in order. The court is now in session for the trial of King Louis Philippe. Oh, that's me. Wait. What? Calm down, Your Majesty. We're simply prosecuting you for a short list of 32 crimes against the French people. What is this madness? Did you set me up to this? Well, yes and no. Where your defense, Your Majesty? I'm so confused. The process is simple. I'll state a charge that is being leveled at you and present my evidence for the charge. You and your defense will then have the opportunity to present their own counter-evidence. I'm even more confused. Just let us do the talking, Your Majesty. We're doing this for your own good. Wouldn't want you to end up like old Louis XVI now, would we? Let us proceed. Prosecution, present the first charge. King Louis Philippe, you are being charged with neglecting the lower classes of the nation. Your continued support of Guizot's outdated policies have resulted in an ever-growing wage gap. Poverty is rampant, animals are forced to turn to begging, thievery, and burglary just to survive. How do you justify this vile attitude? Goodness, you're going straight for the jugular, aren't you? I'm a good person. I don't hate poor people. I feel mild contempt for them, certainly, but don't we all? Wow. Please allow me to do the talking, Your Majesty. Severin, the king is far kinder to poor people than the general populace has been led to believe. Some would even describe him as a generous philanthropist. Who? Who would describe him as a generous philanthropist? Some would. You're going to have to do better than that. Show me an example, just one example of the king being generous to a poor person. Renard! He's given financial advice to the poor and needy, right? He did it. Counts. I would like to present this story. It is the account of a person who was a sick and starving beggar. One day, this beggar was approached by the king. Did the king offer the beggar money? No. He offered something far better. He offered the beggar financial advice. It's true. I did do that. Where is that beggar now? He runs a successful business that can pull 40 francs from a single client's transaction. Amazing. And the ex-beggar attributes the king for his radical transformation? Well, he didn't say so directly, but it was implied. Interesting. Would you mind telling us the name of this person? Oh, wow. Chat, what? No, I should probably do it, right? Or else it'll look more suspicious. I'm gonna do it. He's a man named Renard Volps. Oh, Renard Volps, the trickster and con artist who runs the deplorable private investigation service. You're familiar with him? Yeah, I am seeing in chat I would rather not, but he would just get me the other way. Like, oh, you can't prove it then, can you? Of course, that fox has been meddling in trials and disturbing investigations for years. If this is the caliber of person that's produced by the king's financial advice, then we should all be deeply concerned. Oh dear. Outside the Palais Royal, protesters charge the building's gates, effortlessly overcoming the royal guards. Looters take the opportunity to overrun and ransack the building. Where on earth is that accursed king? Piero! No sign of him, ma'am. Rumors that he's gone and fled the building. Same as Guzot. The Prime Minister and the King both fled before we even started our assault? How is that even possible? Madame Beaumont, I found someone who may be of use. Oh dear. A royal guard. Nice find, Fontaine. Speak, duck. Tell us where the king is. Ha! You think me a common turncoat? I would have you know that I am the mighty officer Beck. I would sooner die than betray my country. Okay. The Palais de Justice. A couple of lawyers came and took it to the Palais de Justice. That was easy. Piero, Fontaine, gather the crowd. We're marching on the Palais de Justice. Damn. What are we up to? Charge 12? Please continue, prosecutor. Very well. King Louis-Philippe, you stand accused of crushing small businesses in favor of supporting wealthier industry giants. Such a nepotic attitude only serves to discourage people from forming their own enterprises. I disagree. As a self-made businessman, the king has constantly shown his support for all businesses, big and small. Another ludicrous assertion from the defense. Prove me wrong, JJ. When has the king ever shown support for our grassroots business? Kingfisher! I would like to present this story. It is the account of a fisherman, angler, who recently caught an enormous catfish from the Seine. Some say the fish was as large as 2 meters. Upon catching the fish, the king congratulated the man and offered him compensation for his efforts. Compensation for his efforts? You mean he bought the fish? In so many words, yes. Well, putting aside how weak an example that is of a man supporting local businesses, I see a much more pressing issue. There is no way that a fisherman caught a 2-meter catfish from the Seine. What if he had killer bait? Like, say, a box of high-end chocolates? Ludicrous! Nobody would be stupid enough to use chocolates as fishing bait. You guys can't be serious. I don't know about the fish, but he used the chocolates. Outside the doors of the Tribunal de Grande, Inspector Valerti watches the ever-growing crowd of protesters. The National Guard poise their bayonets, keeping the angry mob at bay. Disgusting rabble, the lot of them. Oh, it looks like the guards are letting someone through. An emissary of the rebels, or perhaps one who considers themselves a leader. Are you the officer in charge of this barricade? I am. I came to talk to you directly. I feel we can settle this maturely. No violence, no casualties. Wouldn't that be marvelous? We only have one demand, that is, that you stand aside and let me escort the king out of the building. Grant me that, and I will order the crowd to disperse. I don't know if this is your first revolution, mademoiselle, but it certainly isn't mine. If your protesters want the king, then they will have to get past the line of National Guards, and I don't think your people have the skill, equipment, or raw numbers to accomplish such a feat. Oh. Damn. I believe we're up to the last charge, are we not? Correct. Charge 32. King Louis-Philippe, you are accused of being an imbecile. You are mentally unfit to run this country. No need to get personal. It isn't a crime to be an idiot, Severin. Thankfully. If it were, we would all be doing hard time right now. Illegal, no, but it does raise the question of why we are giving an idiot so much power. Let's not follow the example of Great Britain, who let the Mad King, George III, rule for decades past his prime. King Louis-Philippe is neither mad nor stupid. He is an intelligent and competent individual. I'll have you know that I'm only competent on prune days. Your Majesty, please. You've chosen an impossible battle, JJ. The king's idiocy is widely accepted. I urge you to prove me wrong. Show me one shred of evidence that the king is not a blithering idiot. Jeez. I mean, so blunt. Prove to me he's not a blithering idiot. Actually incredible. But we'll go Nathan's story. Look, he's got them big books. I would like to present this account given by a local librarian. He asserts that the king is something of an avid reader. Picture books don't count, JJ. Oh, I had no idea that an expansive history of the Macedonian Empire was a picture book. The king has been known to check out as many as a dozen thick books in a single day, covering a whole range of subjects. Face the facts, Severin! The king is an educated man! Perhaps a test is in order. That won't be necessary. What was the name of that book you mentioned? An expansive history of the Macedonian Empire? Tell me, Your Majesty, where is Macedonia? Where? Yes, I'll even make it easy. Just tell us the name of the continent. What continent is Macedonia in? You could do this, Your Majesty. You only have, 3 to choose from, right? Like, the Americas, Australia, and Antarctica are out, right? You really don't have much to work with here. You have almost a coin flip's chance on a pure guess. It's a 1 in 7 shot. Can he really do it? 1 in 7 if we're using them all, but come on, man. I want to say Africa, but I've got it. London. Ooh. Speaking of Africa, remember that time lots of people thought Africa was a country? Don't worry, it's fine. Just South Africa. Oh, mon Dieu. I think we're done here, Your Honor. As I have demonstrated in excruciating detail, the king is incompetent, lazy, stupid, and occasionally malicious. He isn't fit to run a bakery, let alone a nation. Very well, prosecutor. Does the defense have anything to add? No. No, Your Honor. I've defended this man to the best of my abilities, and I have nothing more to say. Very good. Then I shall now converse with the jury. I actually really enjoy that this is a trial that we are doing right to lose. There is no defense against this stuff. We shall determine precisely which crimes the king is guilty of and decide on an appropriate punishment. Punishment? Lawyer man, you have to do something. I'm scared. Calm down, Your Majesty. The whole purpose of this trial was to see that your punishment is fair and fitting. You're not going to end up with your head in a spike. At least, I don't think you will. But Mademoiselle is returning. How naive. Negotiations are over, Mademoiselle. Once again, I ask that you let me pass. Let me extract the king without issue, and then we shall be on our way. I warn you, the protesters are getting rowdy. Any moment now they might charge on their own accord. Your commitment to pacifism is admirable, but you are brimming with naivete, Mademoiselle. Be on your way. I warned you that your methods were too passive, Madame. That foul voice. Show yourself, Wolf. You're the friar who gave me the tip-off about the croque-monsieur. Was my information no good, Inspector? Did I not say how and when you could reach the croque-monsieur? You omitted a few details. Your words almost killed a few acquaintances of mine. Well, Inspector, it seems that you and I agree on something. This wolf has a forked tongue. There's no need to direct your hatred at me, Madame. I came here to give you a gift, a peace offering. You have nothing to offer. I most certainly do. Did you know that the tunnels of the sleeping city wind straight under the Palais de Justice? It's true. If one were to put enough gunpowder in the right spot, one could even take an entire side of the building down. What are you prattling on about? How much gunpowder do you think it would take, Madame? 50 kilograms? 100? Maybe 200 kilograms, just to be safe? Friar? Tell me you didn't. The fuse is lit. In 20 seconds, the pillars of the Palais de Justice will fall like the Temple of Dagon. Again with the Philistine stuff. Clever. Running will do you no good, you brother-killing Pute. You're bluffing. There will be no explosion. You would like that to be the case, wouldn't you, Inspector? But unfortunately for you, the Viridian Killer emerges one last time. Oh, wow. So it really wasn't Falcon. I guess Falcon was going to take on the mantle if we went to the dark side. You! I must congratulate you, JJ. No, Falcon. You argued excellently. I'm as unsure of the Penguin's fate as you are, but one thing is for certain, you could not have done your job any better. Thank you, Cocorico. After a small amount of deliberation, we've come to a decision. We find the defendant, King Louis Philippe, to be... Mon Dieu! What was that? An explosion! It sounded like it came from right outside. Wow, Rabington? What the hell? I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but, in a manner of speaking, how to put this? For pity's sake, spit it out, monsieur. Rebels! It's the rebels! There was a big explosion at the entrance, and rebels are pouring into the building as we speak. You heard the rabbit. Everybody clear out. Your Honor, quickly, what was the verdict? Really? In a time like this? There is no better time. Exile, now get out of here. Court is adjourned. A valiant effort, Falcon, but we're out of both time and options. If the rebels want the king so badly, they can take him. You can't say that! The rooster's got a point, Falcon. Let's just turn the king over and let him receive his dues. We've done all we can. No. You two give up far too easily. Sparrowson, Cocorico, we're escorting the king to R&M Associates. Renard's place? What can he do? If anyone has the power to make the king disappear, it would be that conniving fox. Yeah, that might just work. Come along, Your Majesty. Oh dear. Come on, Cocorico, no time to dawdle. I'm staying. For there to be any chance of your ridiculous plan succeeding, someone must stay behind to delay the rebels. Cocorico. Go. I've got this. Good luck. That damned wolf nearly killed a lot of us. You're the one harboring the king. It's a pleasure to see you again too, madame. Don't get snarky. Where is he? You're too late. The king has long left the building. For all I know, he could be halfway to Guadalupe by now. So he's already gone. Damn. There goes my opportunity to enact justice. Enact justice? You should have seen the trial, madame. Everything was official, professional, and logical. It was the most brilliant display of justice that I've ever seen. But the king is in the process of receiving a fitting punishment. Cocorico, did my father receive a fitting punishment when you were the prosecutor at his trial 10 years ago? No, madame. But every day since then, I've strived towards justice, and I shall continue to do so for the rest of my days. See that you do. Do hurry up, Your Majesty. This is taking forever. You aren't going any further. Oh, wow. It's that friar! I'm not going to let you take another step towards the king. I didn't come here for the king. I came to kill you, J.J. Falcon. Very well. Sparrowson, take the king and hurry to Renard's. I'll handle this monster. Are you sure you'll be okay? I can handle one crippled wolf. Okay. Come on, Your Majesty. That explosion at the courthouse, that wasn't just the rebels, was it? Of course not. That was to take out the murderous Pute who killed my brother. Madame Beaumont. She was the madame who pulled the trigger, but it was your words that sentenced him. And I would do it again. You and your brother are heinous individuals. Call us what you like. It doesn't matter anymore. Your blood must pay for his. An eye for an eye, that is the way of the judges of old. You don't appear armed. I don't need a gun or a sword to kill you. There are 100 kilograms of gunpowder beneath our very feet. One more step, and this entire area will go. Vile scum. Damn. Inspector, just in time. You look a little singed. Amazing. Did you hear that explosion, Monsieur Velps? I did. It seems the rumors are true, Mousy. The revolution is in full swing. Go on, get in there. Visitors, Monsieur Velps, visitors. I wonder who... Oh, my, King Louis Philippe. Good afternoon, Your Majesty. Are you... Monsieur Velps? I am, and this is my companion, Mousy. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Your Majesty. I must admit, I rarely have a gentleman of your caliber in this office. Please have a seat. Mousy, fetch His Majesty some tea. Right away. I hear you can make people disappear. Ah, yes, a new identity, a new face. Indeed, I can make that happen. Of course, there is a price. How much? Normally, such a service would cost 100 francs, but for you, Your Majesty, 10,000. 10,000 francs! I don't carry that sort of money on my person. Oh, I'm sure you could find a way. That crown in your head and egg in your hand would surely be enough to pay for this exquisite service. I didn't even put that together. He's using the egg on his staff. What an asshole. Huh. You were a crook, Monsieur Velps. Now, let's not call each other names. We're both grown men. Now, let's see. You'll need a disguise. Ah, here we go. Go put this on. Huh. How do I look? Mousy, could you come in here for a moment, please? What is he, Monsieur Velps? Oh, who is this cockatoo? Where did King Louis Philippe go? You see, Your Majesty? It's that convincing? Of course. But we'll have to give you a new name and identity to match your new look. We need a name that is original yet ordinary, subtle yet exquisite. John Smith? Brilliant, Mousy. Monsieur, your name is now John Smith. You are an upstanding English gentleman. Je m'appelle John Smith. That's no good. We'll have to work on your English accent. Repeat after me. My name is John Smith. My name is John Smith. Wow, did you grow up in London, Your Majesty? Your accent is impeccable. Really? Tell him, Mousy. I didn't understand any of it, so it must have been perfect English. The freaking sass this game throws on the English. Disguise, name, accent. I think we're all set. Are you ready, Mr. Smith? I don't think so. Of course you're ready. Flee, Monsieur, flee! Take a horse to Calais, and from there hire a boat to take you to the shores of England. Do you think he'll make it to England, Monsieur Velps? With that disguise, Mousy, I think our client would be lucky to make it down the street. Come on, let's return the egg to Sultana. Yay! I was waiting for it. Amazing. So they came back from poverty, but now they can actually get rich. Back to the AA offices. It makes me think of the Princess Bride. Like, do you think they'll make it? I think they'll need a miracle. Come on, bird brain, time's a-wasting. Well, look who finally decided to get up. Give me a break. My legs are killing me from they're just killing, from running all over Paris. Besides, we just had the case of a century. I think we're allowed one day to relax. Let's play some Jacques Noir. Nuh-uh. Look at the stack of mail we have to reply to. Mail? Inspector Valerti has asked us to sign off on some paperwork regarding the death of Frere Ramus. Cocorico wants us to arrange a lunch meeting to discuss potential future collaborative projects. And Madame Beaumont has asked us to help establish a constitution for the Second Republic, if you could believe that. Plus, we have like a dozen requests for legal work from other citizens of Paris. I guess word has gotten around about our involvement in the King's trial, huh? Mon Dieu. So much to do. But all I want is to take a holiday. Hey, Falcon, do you think we're about to see some changes? changes. The old king is gone, the prime minister's resigned, the Second Republic is kicking off. I'm just saying, do you think this could be the start of a new era of peace for Paris? Yes, I'll be nice, I'll be optimistic. I think it just might be, Sparrowson. Don't get me wrong, I'm certain that this isn't the last revolt Paris will ever see, not by a long shot. But maybe, for now, we can have a brief moment of harmony. A moment of harmony? That sounds nice. Hooray! But enough talk about politics, Sparrowson. Let's go pick up some breakfast. Sounds good. I feel like pain au chocolat. For breakfast, dude? Come on. I'm a chocolate junkie. I can't do breakfast. Yay! That was amazing. And that was the happy ending, by the way. Like, there were 2 other paths we could have taken. At least try and fail to save Cocorico, or just go full-on nihilist. And I don't know where those chapters go. They're different. The endings are different, too. This was as good as it's going to get. So that's great. And I do like the little touch that we technically paid our 10,000 franc debt to Renard by being the ones to escort the king to him. So he just took the money off the king instead. It's great. So we actually did deliver. Simply amazing. At the end of the game, I was missing one character in my logbook, but we technically did see him in one of my attempts to go deal with Chapter 3 and just explore everything. But then I reloaded and everything, so that didn't quite happen here. Simply marvelous. Finn! But we're birds, not fish. I don't get it. Hooray! That was fantastic. You have reached the end of Route B. Equality. The ending you received was determined by the decisions you made in Chapter 3. Oh, they just tell you. Try tackling the trial in the catacombs differently in order to see a different ending. Yeah, again, either give up or try and fail. Thank you for playing Aviary Attorney. Yay! Extras. Jukebox, I could just do that now. Medals. What did I get? I know who Prince Juan is. Just complete the acts. Failed 4A, obviously. Got 4B. Failed 4C, obviously. So the others, as a gentleman, you must respect the note in Act 1. I forgot what that was. Against your better judgment, chase the red herring. Amazing. Irrelevant. Ask Lander about 3 people you know cannot be responsible for poisoning the chocolate. Show Gustav you're willing to go above and beyond in Act 3. What does that mean? Just buy a bunch of chocolates or something, like every time? I don't even know what that means. Take a moment to think, but don't wait too long or you'll regret it in Act 3. Oh, hesitate too much before approaching Fontaine and Pierrot, I assume. Ice cold. People think you're rude, but you're just being honest in 4B. Oh, that was probably being blunt with the king. Like, look, idiot, you gotta do this and that. Be true to your word in 4A. And it's a picture of a damn gun. Oh boy. The real bad ending. I can't imagine a worse fate in 4A. And the pictures of Sparrowson. So maybe Falcon dies or something. Because I think, again, we are the ones put on trial. That's grim. But then 4A and 4C are different things. But I went with the happy ending here. So we did it. I'll consider this playthrough complete. So thank you very much for watching, everyone, and have a wonderful night.